Florida state waters on the East Coast extend 3 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're outside Florida state waters, well, they have no jurisdiction.
Right.
But I've been stopped dozens of times by these guys, 8 miles, 10, 12 miles offshore.
Well, and
I asked the question one day, I'm like, hey guys.
We were at 6, so we were at that 6 mile.
Guys, aren't you out of your jurisdiction? And I had a good relationship with those guys. I said, I'm not trying to be a wise ass, how are you guys stopping me out here? And they told me, I said, well, we have a cooperative program with NOAA. So if we find an infraction, you will get, and you experience this, you will get a notification from NOAA. And I was like, how does it benefit you? I think he just looked at me. I was like, oh yeah, I see how that works.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's nothing like putting an impetus to try and.
Well, and to me, it was ridiculous. By the time it was said and done, we both had to provide a formal response, which was exactly the same. Like, look, I've had an offshore saltwater fishing license for 20 plus years. I've never had an infraction, yada, yada, yada. And the response was, okay, we understand it was a mistake. Just don't do it again. And no fine, no anything. Like,
right.
Okay, no, but do they have any jurisdiction to actually impose a fine?
Well,
That's the question.
They sort of do.
Walk me through this.
Well, like I said, I have been stopped by FWC occasionally where they had feds on board.
And I want to make this clear too. I threw FWC under the bus earlier. I do not dislike FWC. My neighbor's actually FWC, and I have a good relationship with a lot of guys. There was a on that boat that day, and there was a good officer on the boat. And there's a difference. That's the difference between doing your job and trying to look for something that's wrong
100%.
Just to be.
100%. I agree 100%. When I had the charter boat there those 5 years, there was 3 that I dealt with all the time. There's a guy named Eric, a guy named Mike, and a girl named Meg. And they were, and you know what? We were friends. And they would come and check my boat all the time, and they would check the fish, and and I would break their chops and everything because I'm a rotten Yankee. And well, we had a good time. I always had everything out for them. I had a folder with all the licenses, everything was in place, and it was great. They were decent people. Now I did hear that there was, after I sold the boat and got out, that there was a guy that had a hard on for charter guys, and did some pretty shady stuff. One boat, I won't say who it was, but one boat had they had a dolphin in a box. It didn't have a federal dolphin permit, which is a big no-no. But and his mate also had a captain's license, so he wrote 2 fines, which is not right, But that guy lasted, from what I understand, about 6 months. Enough people rattled the cage that.
Well, and so that was the issue on my boat, right? So Mike Sumner, who also has his captain's license too, he wasn't the captain of that boat. That was my boat. They wrote him a ticket too because he was a licensed captain.
Hey, you're not supposed to do that. I mean, that's like, how can you have 2? It's one fish. What, you guys both? Are you guys wimps? You can't catch an 8-inch
Yeah. No, we caught it on each other's chicken rig at the same time, kind of thing.
Whatever you want to do, bring that shit to Miami Beach, pal.
Right? It's just stupid.